May is Mental Health Awareness Month. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, 1 in 6 U.S. adults live with a mental illness. In a pastoral letter, the Catholic bishops of California call on Catholics to provide hope and healing, adding that people who suffer from severe and persistent mental illnesses are among the most misunderstood, ignored, and unjustly stigmatized members of our society. And for them, our communities and parishes should be places of refuge and healing, not places of rejection or judgment. Dr. Suzanne Holman, psychologist and academic dean at Divine Mercy University in Arlington, Virginia, is joining us. The university focus is grounded in an integral Catholic Christian view of the human person. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
As you heard the bishop say, there is a stigma attached to mental illness. What can Catholic teaching do? How can it help those who are both suffering from mental illness and their families?
I think the first thing is for all of us to remind ourselves that we are ultimately called to respect the dignity of the people around us, and not just the people distantly around us, but immediately in front of us, many of whom are in our families, in our groups of friends, and who we work with.
What needs to change in society to shift the way we think about people with mental illnesses?
I think there's a tendency to think about people as us and them. And if you look at the statistics of how many Americans suffer from mental illness, 18 million in any given year will suffer from depression, 25 million anxiety. There is no us and them. Any of them could be us at any time.
At any time. Let's take a look at this new study by the American Academy of Pediatrics. It says the number of children who have been hospitalized for attempted suicide or suicide thoughts has doubled since 2008. The numbers are right there on the screen. Doubled. Could some of this be caused by the secularization of society?
Yes, I think we're much more disconnected from one another these days than we should be. There's a lot of isolation activities, video games in basements, families breaking down, people feeling very lonely. And I think that has a lot to do. We know that social support is protective.
And social support comes in the form of going to church, church groups, high school youth groups, things like that.
That's right. That's right.
So this is also a business issue. As a result, the World Health Organization says in 2017 that $1 trillion of lost productivity can be attributed to employees who suffer from mental illness. $1 trillion a year. What should businesses be doing to help those employees?
I think businesses should also work on destigmatizing the idea that you could be at work and not feel that great. I think that they could do more to encourage people to come forward. There's a lot of stigma in the workplace about acknowledging or admitting that you need help.
Well, I think, too, because if people say, hey, I am depressed, wouldn't it be that other people in that workplace would say, oh, don't give her that work, or we can't trust her or him with that work?
Yes, I mean, I think that's why people don't say it. I think the piece that needs to be emphasized is that these are very treatable conditions. These are not things that you have to live with for the rest of your life. These are things that can very effectively be addressed, and people feel better all the time. After all, I wouldn't have gone into this line of work if none of it worked, so.
Okay, that's perfect. Dr. Suzanne Holman, a psychologist, thank you so much, and the academic dean at Divine Mercy University in Arlington, Virginia.